Welcome back to English 401. Not a YouTube celebrity yet, but we'll get there by the end of this semester. Uh, this is going to be a quick talk. Hi, I'm Jess Flaherty, again, your English instructor for University of New Hampshire, coming to you through the miracle tubes of the internet. So we're going to talk about the Argumentative Research paper today. This would have been my first day lecture had we had class, but since everyone is at home or wherever you are, this is how we're going to do it. So there are four important questions that we need to ask about the argumentative research paper. So this is a little bit different than your rhetorical analysis paper, right? So for your rhetorical analysis, you have analyzed someone else's arguments. Now you are going to be making the argument. You are going to be writing the research paper that someone else could analyze. And it's important to note that Transitions has examples of these, right? And we're still going to be continuing to read transitions, and we're going to be responding to those online. So hopefully you still have your book. Email me if you don't have your book. I'll try to figure something out. Hopefully you took that with you and it's not lost here in the catacombs of UNH. So when you're thinking about your topic for your argumentative research paper, this is like the other papers you've done for our class. I'm going to let you choose anything that you want, but there are four important questions I want you to consider. First, what do you like? You're going to be researching this for the next couple of weeks. You're going to become kind of an expert in this subject, and you need to pick something that you like, or something that you maybe want to learn more about. I know if you ask anyone who's graduated college, they will probably still remember this paper that they wrote for their introductory English class. It's sort of an iconic milestone that you have to get over, and I guarantee you, if you have some relatives, parents, aunts, uncles who have a bachelor's degree, they will remember the paper that they wrote for their first year college writing class. I remember the one I wrote. I wrote it on nuclear waste disposal in the United States. I really didn't know anything about nuclear waste disposal. I thought it was interesting. I wanted to learn more about it. So it was something that I was interested in, something that I kind of liked, and I ended up becoming an expert in nuclear waste disposal in the US. Turns out it's super bad. So I'm not going into that. Another important question that you should ask is, what is important? What is important to you personally? What kind of topics are important? What are you passionate about? What do you think is important for the world? Of course, everyone's on the coronavirus wagon right now. I'm actually going to please avoid picking the coronavirus or any really pandemic-related topics, just because we've got so much of it right now in our lives. I want you to take a break, okay? I want you to take a break from thinking about the coronavirus, COVID-19. I want you to do something else. So please, I'm not going to force you to avoid it, but I'm going to recommend avoiding this topic for your argumentative research paper, just for your mental health and for my mental health. Let's take a break and do something else, okay? So other than the pandemic, what is important right now, and if you want to write about it, I'll let you, but I'm just letting you know that I think it's important to take a break. This goes into what I was talking about earlier. What do you want to know more about? So it's actually a good idea for this paper to pick something that you're not already an expert in. Sometimes you can be an expert in it and you'll become even more of an expert, so that's good. But I think it's even better to pick something that you've always been kind of interested in, but you don't know a lot about. For example, in my last semester, there was a student who really wanted to learn more about bees. And she's like, I don't know anything about bees, but I'm interested in bees. And I want to know why the numbers of bees are disappearing. There's this colony collapse syndrome that's happening. And she wrote an awesome paper and ended up being an expert on bees afterwards. So, good for her. I am going to ask you again to avoid your rhetorical analysis topic. You've already written about it. If you want to do something adjacent to it, like if you did a rhetorical analysis of whether or not we should genetically modify our children, and you want to turn that into an argumentative research paper on genetic enhancement in general, I guess that would be okay. But avoid doing the same exact topic. You're already too close to it. Pick something different. Your first year, second year, third year, fourth year college student, doesn't matter. Broaden your interests. You should be trying to have an academic profile that is well-rounded. So pick something different, all right? This is possibly the toughest one right now, given our current climate. What needs to change? So, what do you think is going on in the world that could be better, right? Or what is obviously corrupt, right? And that needs sort of repairing or fixing. And we're going to see a lot of changes happen in the world, I think, in response to this global event that's happening. Again, I want to try to have you avoid it, but think about other topics that you're passionate about. What do you think needs to change? What are current policies in place in the United States and across the world that could use some improvement? All right. So I don't have any. This is where I would be like, okay, so what are some questions? Let's talk about what topics are strong and what topics to avoid. Yeah, probably should have thought about this before I record the video. That's okay. Topics that are strong include anything that's science-based. You're just going to be able to find a lot of resources if it's science-based. So anything about the environment, anything about what's happening with animals, that's not a very good idea. But yeah, anything that you're going to be able to find lots of information about. Another topic that is strong is something that has people who are strong opinions are both ways. So on either side of the argument. If there are strong opinions on both sides of whatever your argument is, that's going to be a strong topic. Something to avoid, and I want to mention this, is something that's just a research paper with no argument. And this broke my heart a little bit last semester because I had a student and I thought he had an argument in his paper, and he ended up writing a paper on this ship that I think it's called the Mary Celeste. Yeah, it was this ship in the 1800s that was found and it was mysteriously abandoned, but it was in good condition and everyone was sort of wondering. There was a lot of mystery around the Mary Celeste. And so he wrote this paper about the Mary Celeste that was really good, but it didn't contain an argument in it. It was just a general research paper. If he would have argued for a particular reason as to why the Mary Celeste ended up being abandoned, he would have been okay, but he didn't. He just wrote a research paper, and because of that, I had to give him a low grade. So please make sure you're arguing about something. All right? So I'm going to post a discussion board. For the discussion board this week, you're going to do one post, and the post is going to have you thinking about all these questions and listing 2 areas that you're interested in. So 2 potential research questions about different subjects. Which one are you more interested in? Maybe you've got an idea that you want to do something about sports, and you've got another idea that has something to do with forest fires, right? Pick 2 areas that you're really interested in and create one post where you're discussing why these 2 topics interest you and post that onto Canvas. That's going to be your participation points for this week, and then we're going to come back on Thursday and look at those questions sort of as a group. All right? Okay, so this has been your introduction to your argumentative research paper, and we'll see you hopefully on Thursday for the Zoom. Okay. Take care till then.